Hello, scale modelers. It's Monday, April 27th right now, and I do have the next issue of the Build Your Own Star Wars X-Wing. And I just want to let you know, if you had been looking for those Ego Moss DeLorean mod videos up over the weekend, I just never got a chance to actually make those videos. I'm definitely going to try to make them today at some point. But here we go. Issue 53. So we're assembling the two halves of the wing today. And one of the articles in here is creating a starship fleet, new TIE concepts. Alright, so upper port engine mount. This issue's main component is the angled section of the wing root onto which the last of the X-Wing's 4 sublight engines will be fitted. The inner end of the engine mount also carries part of the gear mechanism that will be used to open and close the S-foils. Alright, yep, so it's calling it the engine mount in the part description here, but yeah, obviously it's the inner part or inner half of the last wing. We have leading edge support, we have plant on details, we have 2 different kinds of screws, and engine mount brace. So go ahead and we will open up this month's parts, or I should say this week's parts. That. We got those parts, and then we got the 2 little bags of screws, which these are XW03 and XW02s. Alright. Take these ones out. There, with the little detail parts in the bag. You don't want to leave those behind. Whoop, where'd it go? There we go. Right there. Alright, now that bag is empty. Alright. This moved over. And fitting the mount. Add the small details to the leading edge support and fit it to the engine mount. Then attach the mount to the wing assembly from the previous stage. Well, actually, we might not actually be attaching the frame. Yep, we are, okay. Yep, we are definitely screwing it together on the stage. Alright. So, here we go. We take these 2 tiny little details right in here. And these can only go in the one way. Because one small is bigger than the other. So, push it up through here like this. Okay. And then we take this piece right here, and that post will go into that hole right there. Just trying to make sure that it's in all the way, and it does seem to be. Okay. Alright, and that brings us all the way up to step 5. And this piece goes over here like this. And that is a post going through that hole, and then the screw goes in that hole, And that would be an XW02 screw. Okay, that's a number 3. And there we go. Yeah. Alright, just get all those out. Take the one screw, and we screw this into place right here. Alright, nice and tight. Alright, and that right there, just for screwing that in, brings us all the way up to step 8. Okay, so step 8, we actually put the two halves together. So, alright, and then we use XW02 screws in all 5 of those holes. Okay, so because this wing is just like the first wing we built, let's see. Oh, I'm going to have to plug my camera in because the battery's going down a little bit, so excuse me a second while I take care of that. Alright. So as I was saying, this wing is like the first wing that we ended up building. It's got no cargo doors. So the build on this is probably going to be the same configuration as that wing is. Seeing as they, for the 2 lower wings on either side, the port and starboard, they gave us a different set of parts and we had to put it together in a different order than the first wing. So, probably going to end up being the exact same way when we're doing this one. Alright, and here's the 4th screw. And the last of the 5 right here. Alright, there we go. There's a little bit of a wobble to that. So I'm just going to very gently just give them another tiny little turn. I don't want to strip the holes, so very teeny tiny little turn. Just like that. And that's just going to ensure that it's in there nice and secure. Alright. And that right there alone, that actually takes us all the way through this whole page right here. Just putting 5 screws in takes up a whole page. Alright, and then we put the bracing in, which goes right down into there. Alright, and okay, and then we have 2 XW02 screws. And then we're using two XW03 screws, in which this time around I don't have any extra of these XW02s, which normally I have at least one. So alright. And there's that second one going in. Okay. And then we open up the XW03s, and it looks like I will have one left over after this is all set. Okay. Alright. And then I'm going to put this one in that hole right there. Alright, that's nice and tight. And then the last screw going in here. Alright, and the one screw left over, and that is all we're doing here in issue 53. So it is just like the first wing we built, so we only get the one frame brace, so we'll have maybe 2 or 3 issues where we get the next piece of bracing, and then maybe after that the one that goes right in here for even more support for this wing. Alrighty, so yeah, like I said, it takes us up to the end of the page, so just those 4 screws take up the rest of this one page. And here's it should look like this. Alright, and here's a little piece of artwork right there. Alright, flip to the front page, and okay, so that was the TIE Fighter article right there. Starfighter Aces R2-D2 joining the Rebel Alliance. That's the other main article in here. And then obviously what we did with the wing. Alright, so in issue 54, finishing touches, the First Order TIE Fighters, and Darth Vader, and Ace Reborn. And then the parts for the upper port engine mount, plus test fitting the vane. So that's what we got for issue 54. That's going to be coming in next week. Alright, like I said at the beginning of the video, I am going to try to film those 2 Eagle Moss DeLorean mods. So the first one's going to be the update video for the front shock, and then I'm going to be doing the first look for the rear strut. So I should have those 2 videos out by later this week. So, as always, thanks for watching Brian's Builds.